Learning objectives. In this chapter, the user would learn the following in detail. Basics of spreadsheet, manipulation of cells, formulas and function, and printing of spreadsheet. Basics of spreadsheet. Introduction. Electronic spreadsheet is the most commonly used data analysis tool. Spreadsheet tools are used to structure and rearrange data for their study and manipulation to achieve desired results. These are traditionally used to develop plans, budgets, and other analysis. It accepts data values and relationships in the columns and rows of its worksheet and then allows users to perform calculations and other operations on this data to answer analysis questions. Elements of electronic spreadsheets. Microsoft Excel is an example of an electronic spreadsheet. A variety of applications for which Microsoft Excel can be used. They are automating financial statements, storage of data in database formats, which can be accessed through Microsoft Excel. Excel comes across as a powerful and flexible graphical presentation tool. Starting the Microsoft Excel 2010. To start the Microsoft Excel 2010, click Start button on the taskbar. Click All Programs. Scroll down if necessary in the All Programs menu. Click Microsoft Office and click Microsoft Excel 2010. Microsoft Excel 2010 is displayed on the screen. Microsoft Excel 2010 includes the ribbon, Quick Access Toolbar, and Backstage View. The ribbon. The ribbon is the professional term for the Microsoft Excel toolbar. The ribbon contains all of the commands you will need in order to perform common tasks. It contains multiple tabs, each with several groups of commands, and you can add your own tabs that contain your favorite commands. Some groups have an arrow in the bottom right corner that you can click to see even more commands. They are File tab, Home tab, Insert tab, Page Layout tab, Formulas tab, Data tab, Review tab, and View tab. The Quick Access Toolbar. The Quick Access Toolbar, located above the ribbon, lets you access common commands no matter which tab you're on. By default, it shows the Save, Undo, and Repeat commands. You can add other commands to make it more convenient for you. Backstage View. The Office Backstage View is where you manage your files and the data about them, creating, saving, printing, sharing files, inspecting for hidden metadata and personal information, and setting options. Elements of electronic spreadsheet. Opening of spreadsheet. To create a new blank workbook, let us see how to create a new blank workbook. Click the File tab. This takes you to Backstage View. Select New. Select Blank Workbook under Available Templates. It will be highlighted by default. Click Create. A new blank workbook appears in the Excel window. When Excel is opened, it opens a blank worksheet. An Excel worksheet file is called a workbook. A workbook is the Excel worksheet file in which related data and information for a specific project are stored. A workbook consists of many worksheets or multiple layers which can be used for listing and analyzing data. Let's see how to open an existing workbook. To open an existing workbook, click the File tab. This takes you to Backstage View. Select Open. The Open dialog box appears. Select your desired workbook, then click Open. If you have opened the existing workbook recently, it may be easier to choose Recent from the File tab instead of Open to search for your workbook. Save a new workbook. Let us see how to save a new workbook. In order to preserve the workbook for future use, you must save it on the disk. The user can use the following method to save a file. Click the File tab. Click Save. Select the location where you want to save the file. Type a name for the workbook and then click Save. Alternatively, on the Quick Access toolbar, click Save or press Ctrl+S to open the Save As dialog box. Let's see how to save an existing workbook as a new workbook. Save As. To prevent overwriting the original workbook, use the Save As command to create a new files as soon as you open the original workbook. Open the workbook that you want to save as a new file. Click the File tab. Click Save As. Select the location where you want to save the file. Type a name for the workbook and then click Save. Addressing of cells. Cell addressing. A cell address in a worksheet such as Excel identifies the location of the cell in the worksheet. A cell address is a combination of column letter and row number of a cell such as C4 or D8. Please note, when identifying a cell by its address, the column letters is always listed first, followed by the row number. In Microsoft Excel, the cell address is mainly used within a formula to get the values of those addresses. You can do the cell addressing in three different ways: relative referencing, absolute referencing, and mixed referencing. Printing of worksheets. There are several ways to print your work. Click the Print button on the Quick Access toolbar. Choose the Print button in the Print Preview window. Choose the Print button in the File tab. Print the workbook using keyboard shortcut Ctrl+P. A typical Excel workbook can contain many sheets. Each sheet can further have huge amount of data. So, the first thing before using any of the above three methods, you must select an area of the worksheet which you want to print. Print Preview combined with the Print window to create the Print pane, which is located in Backstage view. Printing a workbook. Click the File tab. This takes you to Backstage view. Select Print. The Print pane appears with the print settings on the left and Print Preview on the right. Click the Print button. Quick printing. Printing an Excel 2010 worksheet is a very simple task. The Quick Print option can be used to print a single copy of the entire worksheet. The user can use the default print settings to print a single copy of all the cells in the current worksheet. Simply add the Quick Print button to the Quick Access toolbar by clicking the Customize Quick Access toolbar button and then clicking Quick Print on its drop-down menu. When a user clicks the Quick Print button, Excel routes the print job to the Windows print queue, which sends the job to the printer. While Excel sends the print job to the print queue, Excel displays a printing dialog box to inform of its progress, displaying such updates as printing page 2 of 3. Once the entire print job has been sent to the printer, the Excel dialog box disappears. When you print, the following options appear in the Print menu: Next or Previous. View the next or previous page. Zoom to page. Magnify or reduce the view of the page. Print. Print the pages now. Setup. Display the Page Setup dialog box. Show margins. Display or hide the margin and column with handles. Print Preview. By previewing your sheet, you can see each page exactly as it will print, with the correct margins and the page breaks and the headers, footers in place by clicking the Print Preview toolbar button. Drag the handles to adjust the page margins, header and footer margins, and column widths. Click to magnify a portion of the page. Click again to display the whole page. Manipulation of cells. Active cell is indicated by a rectangle boundary over that cell. Data entry is accomplished by feeding the data into the active cell. A1 is always the active cell in a new worksheet by default. But if you want to move on to another cell for data entry, then you can make the cell active by moving the mouse pointer on it and clicking on it. As you type, the data is displayed in the active cell as well as in the formula bar. There are three boxes that exist between the formula bar and the name box. The first box with a cross X symbol cancels your entry made in the cell. The second box with right mark allows acceptance of data in the cell. The third box contains an equal to sign. This is the Edit Formula feature that simplifies the calculation tasks. Entering text, numbers and dates. Entering text. Select the cell where the text is to be entered. Enter the alphanumeric text. To accept the information, press Enter or an arrow key. To force text to wrap at a specific point in a cell, press Alt plus Enter. A cell containing text and numbers or only text cannot be used in formulas, even if numbers exist with the alphabetic characters. Entering numbers as text. Text formatted cells are treated as text even when a number is in the cell. To enter number as text, follow the steps given below. From the Home tab, select Format in the Cells category. Click Format Cells. The Format Cells dialog box is now displayed. Select the Number tab. From the category scroll list, select Text. Click OK. Enter the desired number and or alphanumeric text that should be in the cell. Entering numbers. Numeric cells can be used for calculations and functions. A numeric cell may contain numbers, plus, minus, currency symbol. Select the cell where the numbers are to be entered. Type the numeric information that should be in the cell. Hint: to enter a fraction, type 0 and press space before entering the fraction. Otherwise, Excel will interpret fraction as a date. To accept the information, press Enter or an arrow key. Entering a date or time manually. Select the cell where the user wants to enter the date or time. To enter a date, type the date in one of the following formats: 7/23/2009 or 7-23-2009 or July 23, 2009. To enter a time, type the time. Please note, to indicate AM or PM, leave a space and press Shift plus A or P respectively. To accept the information, press Enter. Entering the current date or time automatically. To enter today's date, press Ctrl plus colon. To enter the current time, press Ctrl plus Shift plus colon. To accept the information, press Enter. Editing worksheet data. There are two ways to edit a worksheet. Edit the data itself, such as the labels, numbers, and formulas that make up a worksheet. Edit the physical layout of the worksheet, such as adding or deleting rows and columns, widening or shrinking the width or height of the rows and columns. Editing data in a cell. To edit data in a single cell, follow these steps. Double-click the cell that contains the data you want to edit. Excel displays a cursor in your selected cell. Edit your data by using the backspace or delete key or by typing New Data. If you click a cell, Excel displays the contents of that cell in the formula bar. You can click and edit data directly in the formula bar, which can be more convenient for editing large amounts of data. Cut, copy and paste. You can copy and move cells in two ways: by using cut, copy and paste, by dragging with the mouse. Copy and paste. When a user copies a cell, he is duplicating the cell's contents when he pastes them to a new location. Select the cells you want to copy and click the Copy button from the Home tab or use shortcut keys Ctrl plus C. The cells marked for copying is marked with an animated border. Choose the cell location where the copied contents to be pasted. Click the Paste button from the Home tab or use the shortcut keys Ctrl plus V. The cells are copied to the destination cell or cells. Cut and paste. Select the cells to be moved and click the Cut button from the Home tab or use the shortcut keys Ctrl plus X. The cells marked for cutting is marked with an animated border. Choose the cell location where you want to move the cut data. Click the Paste button from the Home tab or use the shortcut keys Ctrl plus V. The cells are moved to the destination cell or cells. Copying and moving cells by dragging. To drag and drop cells, select the cells you want to move. Position your mouse on one of the outside edges of the selected cells. The mouse changes from a white cross cursor to a black cross with 4 arrows cursor, positioning the mouse to drag and drop the cells. Click and drag the cells to the new location. Release your mouse and the cells will be dropped there. To use the fill hand to fill cells, select the cell or cells containing the content you want to use. You can fill cell content either vertically or horizontally. Position your mouse over the fill handles so the white cross cursor becomes a black cross cursor. Positioning the mouse to use the fill hand, click and drag the fill hand until all of the cells you want to fill are highlighted. Release the mouse and your cells will be filled. Inserting and deleting rows and columns. Inserting rows and columns. After data has been entered, a user might need to add or delete extra rows or columns to enter additional data. To add a row or column, follow these steps. Click the Home tab. Click the row or column heading where one wants to add another row or column. Click the Insert from Cells category. Select the Insert Sheet Rows or Insert Sheet Columns option. Inserting a row adds a new row above the selected row. Inserting a column adds a new column to the left of the selected column. Deleting rows and columns. To delete a row or a column, follow these steps. Click the Home tab. Click the row or column heading that is to be deleted. Click the Delete option from the Cells category. Select the Delete Sheet Rows or Delete Sheet Columns. Deleting a row or column deletes any data stored in that row or column. Changing cell height and width. The data that you enter in the cells is sometimes too long for the column width to accommodate. You can increase the column width and row height to display the entire cell entry. Changing column width. You can change any column width or row height in the worksheet to improve the readability as and when deemed necessary. To manually change the width of the columns, position the mouse pointer on the right boundary of a column heading until it turns into a double-sided arrow. Drag left or right until the desired column width is achieved. To set a column width to a specific setting, click Format. Select Column Width on the Home tab. Type the exact width needed in the column width dialog box. Click OK. To automatically change the column width depending on the data entered, use AutoFit. Double-click the boundary on the right side of the column heading or click Format, choose AutoFit Column Width on the Home tab. Changing row height. To manually change the row height, position the mouse pointer on the bottom boundary of the row heading until it turns into a double-sided arrow. Drag up or down. The desired column width is achieved. To set a row height to a specific setting, click Format, select Row Height on the Home tab Type the exact height needed in the row height dialog box. Click OK. To automatically change the height of the row so it fits the tallest entry in the row, use AutoFit. Double-click the boundary at the bottom of the row heading or click Format, select AutoFit Row Height on the Home tab. Formulas and function. What is a formula? Formulae calculate a list of numbers or values in a specific order. A formula in Microsoft Excel always begins with an equal sign. The equal sign tells the Excel that the following numbers or cells make up a formula. There are 7 basic mathematical operators which can be used for calculations. Operator: star for multiplication, plus for addition, hyphen for subtraction, backslash for division, front slash for integer division, up arrow mark for exponentiation, mod for modulus. There are 7 basic mathematical operators which can be used for calculations are given here. Using formulas. The user clicks the cell that he wants to enter the formula. Type equal to an equal sign. Click the function button. Select the formula you want and step through the on-screen instructions. Basic formula with an example. Addition. Cell A1 to A10 equal to sum within bracket A1 colon A10. Average. Cell A1 to A10 equal to average within bracket A1 colon A10. Maximum. Cell A1 to A10 equal to max within bracket A1 colon A10. Minimum. Cell A1 to A10 equal to min within bracket A1 colon A10. Basic formula with examples are given here. Function. Using basic functions. Worksheets generally have a large number of integrated functions for processing data. To enter formula that contains a function, follow these steps. Click on the cell in which you want to enter the formula. To type the formula with the help of the function, click on Auto Sum button on the Home tab in Editing group. Click on the down arrow. Head right next to the function box to invoke a drop-down list of available functions, which includes sum, count, average, maximum, and so on. Click on the function you want to add to the formula. If the function does not appear in the list, click on More Functions. Enter the arguments for the function. When you complete the formula, press the Enter key. The other convenient way of choosing functions is by using the Insert function that appears on the Formula tab. Function. Functions are small programs that return a value based on some calculation, comparison, or evaluation. All function names are followed by a pair of parentheses, which are used to enclose the argument or arguments required by the function. A comma is used to separate each argument. Excel contains about 250 ready-made functions. The functions are categorized as follows. Arithmetic functions that offer basic tools to process numerical data. Statistical functions that have analysis tools, averaging tools. Date functions that process and convert dates. Logic functions that process logic data, and, or, etc. Financial functions that process monetary data. Conclusion. In this chapter, we have covered the following aspects of using spreadsheet. Basics of spreadsheet, manipulation of cells, formulas and function, and printing of spreadsheet.